Hey folks, this is Fernando doing another video for the Modern Survivalist. 31 already, time for another Pocket EDC update. Some of the stuff I've been using this month, really not much of a big changes or anything, basically the same old stuff as always, depending on circumstances. Usually I will have the German Army knife by Victorinox with that little clip point tip that I added, which has become pretty handy, especially for stuff that needs, you know, for piercing that sort of stuff. It has become pretty practical. So nice pocket knife there. It has that saw as well, cap lifter, bottle opener, screwdriver, flat screwdriver, small screwdriver that I added. It didn't come with this little one, and corkscrew. Also the punch or owl large, as you see it there. Usually if I'm going with something that's non-locking, I will probably have this along with the Voyager Trans 42, which is a nice non-locking, does not lock, folks, in case some of you guys think it does. These are both of these are non-locking, so whenever I go with that kind of setup, I will probably have these two, and maybe throw in there the Leatherman Squirt PS4, which I've covered in previous videos as well. You know, one of the nicest little multi-tools, maybe one of the best values out there in terms of how much you get for your money. I think it's still like 24 bucks or something like that. You know, for a thumb size multi-tool, you just cannot beat that. I think it's 24 bucks. I'll check again. I'll leave the links below as always for all this stuff, or at least the stuff that I do find in Amazon. I'll leave the links below. But yeah, I think it was 24 bucks. You know, it does so much for the size, not only just the money, but the size of how small it is. You know, great little multi-tool. If I'm going for locking blades, you know, I'll have my favorite multi-tool, the Leatherman Charge TTI, which just, you know, if I could only have just one, you know, and I would just need, if I could only have just one knife multi-tool to do it all, this one would be it. Just a fantastic, and in terms of weight and such, it doesn't bother at all with the pocket clip. And in that case, combining it with a Voyager by Cold Steel, such as this one, or the Vaquero extra large, which is this other knife. In terms of locking blades, this is one of the, you know, one of the largest ones you can get away with. Is so, you know, what is it? You have like 5-6 inches of a blade there. Let me measure it just in case not getting it right. You know, 5.5 inch blade folding. that's amazing. You know, a folding knife is always somewhat of a broken knife, as the saying goes. But that being considered and all, this is one of the most solid locking mechanisms. The Triad lock by Cold Steel, this locks fantastically well. If you had to do with a folding knife alone, this offers quite a bit of options, without going towards a fixed blade, of course. You know, that's. Yeah, this is one of the ones that I like the most in terms of large folders. Again, I don't find a problem in terms of size, you know, and if maybe I'm out doing stuff and I have to go with a non-locking knife, I will have this. I'll just leave it there when I come back home in the desk, and just, you know, change it for a locking blade like this one in the pocket. Same for something similar going on for flashlights. Still loving the Streamlight Sidewinder compact tool. I think it does so much. You know, it's I find it to be revolutionary in terms of using AA, AAA, CR123A batteries, all three type of batteries, and using any one with no problem. Besides having the option of different LEDs, infrared, blue, red, different output levels, and strobe as well. I just think it's pretty amazing, all the things you can do with it. If I'm doing stuff outside and such, this is the one I'm going to be having with me most of the time. Generally, maybe when coming back home and wanting something that's a little bit more comfortable, because it is very light, but it has that awkward shape, which if you're relaxing, maybe watching a movie in the couch, maybe it's a little bit more awkward in the pocket. In that case, I'll, just like I do with the knives, changing one or the other in this same table. I have everything lying around here. I'll go with a EagleTac D25C. Still a fantastic option. I just find this one to be better in terms of how it can run on different batteries. To me, that's simply fantastic. So that's why I just feel I cannot go around with this one, knowing that I have this one that offers those options. But back home, yes, I'll probably leave this one behind and go with the EagleTac D25C, which is still a very nice, very handy little flashlight, very powerful as well, and that is useful around the house. For example, if you hear something go bump in the night, and you have your larger folder, and you have this little flashlight, you still have a over 300 lumen flashlight that will double quite easily as a tactical flashlight. It's capable of blinding someone with ease. At the same time, with just a little twist, it becomes a handy utility light, again, around the house for looking for stuff that you may have dropped, or checking things and not using more power. It just becomes practical for those things. So still a handy little flashlight, EagleTac D25C. It's also pretty popular. I see lots of people in EDC forums and such that like it. I understand completely why that is. In terms of cell phones, still with the Galaxy Note 2 with the OtterBox Defender case. Very tough case. One of the things I like to recommend to you folks, let me see if I don't have anything not supposed to be showing. A little app that I found. It's called DU Battery Saver. There it is, DU Battery Saver. It basically gives you more control over the battery usage. It tells you what's using your battery, what little programs are using the juice in your cell phone. So it gives you more control over that and allows you to shut down some of those little apps that are leaking and stealing power from your cell phone. That's a nice little app to keep in mind. What else? Wallet, same as always. The Quicksilver wallet with a pocket there for some coins. The cards going in this direction, so it's they're not falling away, and you have this extra zipper there for a few bills, so as to not have them fall by accident. In terms of watch, still using the no, it's not a G-Shock. It's a Casio Pro Trek Tough Solar, so it's solar. It has a altimeter, barometer, a compass as well, the barometric pressure chart, which I like. I have been using, though, also the Orange Monster by Seiko, and yes, I've been using it this month for a few days. As you see, no longer working. Why? Because it's automatic. You need to shake it up like that so it starts working as well. Probably its biggest disadvantage for those guys that are worried about EMPs and that sort of thing, solar flares. Maybe this of course doesn't require batteries and such, so all mechanic. But in terms of more practical survival, it is just one of those things that, I mean, you leave it behind for a day or two and it runs out of windage, and you have to set it back in time again. As you see, it says there the 30, so it stopped working yesterday. I was using it the day before that, and just a nice solid watch, same as the Black Monster. Both of these are. This one also, I've been using it this month for a few days, but that's probably its biggest disadvantage. The day you're not using it, a couple days later, it's not working it's not that it's not working, but it stopped running, and you have to set the time again, which as time goes by, kind of get tired of that. There are some wind edge boxes, winding cases, or watch winders, which is kind of like a case where you leave the watch, and there's the inside of the case starts rotating like that, and it automatically winds your watch for you. You know, that may be a solution for this. Other than that, nice looking watches, especially for those of you guys that are looking for a more of an analog setup. And they are built like tanks. I mean, stainless steel, very heavy, but quite solid as well, which is something that I like. At the end of the day, from a practical perspective, which is the way I always see things, you just cannot argue that a titanium watch such as this one, like the Pro Trick, it's just as tough, maybe tougher, doesn't need batteries, and it has all those other functions that I at least find to be handy. So even though I like using those every once in a while just because they do look nice, the more practical thing is the Pro Trick PRG 250T. I'll leave the link below as well if I find it somewhere. In terms of lighters, I've been using mostly the Zippo with Relic Raiders badges, the Indiana Jones badges, and really liking still the Thunderbird insert. The Thunderbird insert allows you to use your favorite Zippo, and without having the hassle of constantly refueling as the liquid fuel dries up. Thunderbird insert, so far so good. It hasn't lost the gas. You know, since I'm not a smoker, I'm not using it all the time, so when I use it, it's more of a rare occasion. But you know, fire being important, I just like having it there in the pocket. The basics, guys: a knife, a multi-tool, a flashlight, and a lighter of some sort, besides of course your cell phone and your wallet. It also uses the ignition system, you know, just like the wheel and flint, so that's still the same as in a normal Zippo. So you could use it so as to maybe if you have a little bit of cotton or something like that, but the gas is so much more practical. Just you refill it in several months now, and it's not losing the charge that it has. And yeah, once you regulate it as you like, it's a nice alternative. I've also been using the IMCO. This is IMCO exact model. Let me check it out. IMCO Triplex Super 6700, and yeah, you just have to refill it, which is one of the nice things that you don't have to worry about with the Thunderbird insert in your favorite Zippo. But you know, you can still use it like a little candle, which is one of the nice things. I've been testing. Why have I been using this one lately? Also, well, because I've been fooling around a little bit with kerosene heaters, especially the Moonlighter that I got not that long ago, trying to figure out exactly how it works, you know, all the little details, what it likes, what it doesn't like. Kerosene heaters are, you know, have those little things about them, so just figuring it out. I've been using that lately a little bit. So the IMCO Triplex allows you to just light those up by just pulling it like that and using this like a candle so as to place a flame in the wick, which is a little bit more tricky with a normal style of lighter like this one. You know, using that little candle so as to ignite the wick, it's pretty handy. Besides that, what else we have? Yeah, sunglasses is still the old ones that I've been using for a few years now, the Wiley X revolvers. They're not bad looking. They take a beating. They keep your eyes safe from UV light and such, and they're also safety glasses, so lots of things to like about these. What else? Car keys. Still the same. Well, I've gone back to using the Iron Key here as a spare USB, and I have a small keychain LED. Besides that, just the Vox, the Voyager Vox titanium pry bar, cap lifter, and glass breaker, which I've had with me for a few years now, I believe. And the little token for the shopping carts, which you know, those silly things, but you know, I do end up using it. I actually use it today. In terms of house keys, same setup as always, just being upgraded little by little as better things come up. The Victorinox Midnight Mini Champ with all those little tools. There is, of course, a review of it. Look it up in my channel. A review of the Mini Champ. A titanium peanut lighter that I recently had to refill because it had dried up eventually, as always. So this one is just been refilled recently, just a few days ago. What else do I have in here? Pretty happy with the keychain setup all around. You know, it's nice, handy. The latest upgraded thing, the flashlight, I've gone with the Olight i3S EOS, which has a nicer low mode, which is pretty practical. The hotspot is very nice in the Olight. I think that the Phoenix LD01 Q5 that I had, the older one, has a little bit more of a throw, but I'm still happy enough with this, with the Olight. A little Pico pry bar, which comes handy for those little prying tasks, also for cutting open some packages and such. The SanDisk Cruiser Fit, this little nail size USB thumb drive. So far so good. It hasn't fallen apart. I haven't lost the cap, which I thought I would be losing pretty fast. Still holding on and working, even though I like having a backup for the important information with the Iron Key. And of course, latest addition here, the UV light. Just a small UV light, which I've talked about in a previous video about UV light and blue light, how UV light is not only good for detecting counterfeit money, it can also be used for sterilizing water. It has several functions, several uses that I do like. So from now on, I'm keeping a small UV light there as well. Basically, that's it, folks. Not much of a change, just things that I found myself using this month, maybe a little bit more than other times, but always staying with the basic, guys. Remember, have a good multi-tool, have a good pocket knife folder, have a good flashlight, lighter, cell phone, and of course your wallet. Folks, that's all for now. Take care, have a great day. Remember to subscribe and share the videos with others if you liked it, and see you on our next video. Have a great day.